platelet count. Platelets, they are the small size 2 to 4 micrometer non-nucleated discoid shaped cells. They are also called thrombocytes. In the red bone marrow, the myeloid stem cells develop into colony-forming unit, granulocyte and macrophage, which in turn develop into megakaryoblast and megakaryocyte. The platelets are formed by the pinching of the cytoplasm of megakaryocyte. Each megakaryocyte produces about 2,000 to 3,000 fragments or platelets. About 60 to 70% of platelets formed in the bone marrow are in circulation, while the rest are in spleen. Their lifespan is 7 to 10 days. The aged and dead platelets are removed by tissue macrophages, mainly in spleen, but also in liver. Normal platelet count is 2.5 lakh to 5 lakh per cubic millimeter in the adults. Their number is kept constant and their production is regulated by thrombopoietin and interleukin 1, interleukin 3 and 6. Platelets play an important role in hemostasis because of their property of aggregation, activation and adhesion. They also play a role in blood coagulation, clot retraction, phagocytosis of some carbon particles, viruses and immune complexes, and storage and transport of serotonin and histamine. When the platelet count increases from the normal value, it is called thrombocytosis. Thrombocytosis can be primary or secondary thrombocytosis. Primary thrombocytosis is seen in myeloproliferative diseases like polycythemia vera and chronic myeloid leukemia. Secondary thrombocytosis is seen after severe hemorrhage or after splenectomy or after surgery. When the platelet count decreases from the normal value, it is called thrombocytopenia. Thrombocytopenia can be due to bone marrow depression, which may be due to cytotoxic chemotherapy or irradiation or aplastic anemia. Thrombocytopenia can also occur when bone marrow invasion occurs by leukemias or secondary deposits of malignant diseases. It is also seen in hypersplenism because of the increased sequestration of platelets in the spleen. Thrombocytopenia is also seen in viral infections like dengue fever and HIV. It is also seen in idiopathic condition which is immune thrombocytopenic purpura. Also in disseminated intravascular coagulation in which there is excessive utilization of the platelets. It is also seen in reactions of some drugs like quinine, quinidine or heparin, and also when there is massive transfusion of the stored blood. You should know what the condition of purpura. What is purpura? So purpura is a clinical condition characterized by spontaneous hemorrhages beneath the skin, mucous membrane and in the internal organs due to capillary abnormality. In the skin, purpura is characterized by purple-colored petechial hemorrhages and bruises. The blood that leaks out from capillaries changes color from red to purple to dark blue to green over a period of time due to changes in the pigments derived from hemoglobin. Purpura can be caused due to various reasons like thrombocytopenia, functional platelets defects, vessel wall defect, allergy, and also in old age, that is senile purpura. It can be primary or secondary. Primary purpura in which cause is not known. So it is also called idiopathic thrombocytopenic purpura, in which antibodies are formed against the platelets, which leads to purpura. Secondary purpura is more common and it is caused due to drugs or chemicals or bone marrow depression or the causes which are leading to thrombocytopenia. Thrombocytopenic purpura can be graded as mild, moderate and fulminating depending upon the platelet count. Mild purpura is designated when platelet count is less than 50,000 per microliter. Moderate purpura when platelet count is less than 10,000 per microliter. Fulminating purpura is when platelet count is less than 1,000 per microliter. Now, how to do estimation of platelet count? Estimation can be done manually as well as by using automated method using electronic cell counter. Manual methods can be direct manual method or indirect manual method. Direct manual method are ammonium oxalate method and the other method is Rees-Acker method. Indirect manual method use 14% magnesium sulfate and the smear is made which is stained with the Leishman stain. Here magnesium sulfate prevents the clumping and disintegration of platelets. So in this indirect manual method, as we do the DLC, similarly we do the platelet count in the PBF. Then estimation of platelet count by ammonium oxalate method. So the principle behind this method is that fresh blood is diluted with 1% ammonium oxalate which is freshly prepared and filtered. This ammonium oxalate acts as an anticoagulant. It preserves the platelets and destroys the RBCs. Platelets are counted microscopically using an improved Newbar chamber and the total platelet count of undiluted blood is then calculated. So the apparatus for this method are pricking apparatus, microscope, an RBC pipette, improved Newbar chamber and cover slips, freshly prepared 1% ammonium oxalate solution, filter papers, petri dish and distilled water. So the procedure for this are: get a finger prick done under aseptic precautions and draw blood up to mark 0.5 of the RBC pipette. Suck the diluting fluid to the mark 101. This gives the dilution of 1:200. Now mix the contents thoroughly and gently by rolling the pipette between your palms for 3 to 4 minutes, keeping the pipette horizontally, as it is done for the RBC count. Now wait for 20 minutes. During this time, the red cells will be hemolyzed, leaving only the platelets. Mix the contents once again and discard the first 2 drops of fluid, as the first 2 drops contain only the fluid. It is the cell-free fluid. And then charge the chamber on both these sides. Place the charged chamber in a moist petri dish with wet filter paper at the bottom to avoid evaporation. Wait for another 20 to 30 minutes to allow the platelets to settle down. Now, under the high power objective of microscope, focus the RBCs, adjust the diaphragm and position the condenser till you see the platelets. The platelets can be seen as tiny 2 to 4 micrometer, round or oval, highly refractile bodies with silvery appearance lying separately. They can be recognized by carefully altering the focus with fine adjustment and by reducing the illumination by closing the iris diaphragm. Rack the microscope continuously and count the platelets in all the 25 medium RBC squares, that is the central RBC square. Record the observations in the central RBC square as shown. And the calculation part includes, we know that dilution factor in this case is 200. Volume of the fluid examined in 25 RBC squares is equal to 0.1 cubic millimeter or 0.1 microliter. If N be the total number of platelets in 25 medium RBC squares, that is 0.1 microliter of diluted blood, then number of platelets in 1 microliter of undiluted blood will be calculated as N into dilution factor, which is 200 divided by 0.1. So this gives N multiplied by 2000. So whatever be the total number of platelets in 25 medium RBC squares, you get it multiplied by 2000 and you will get the total number of platelets in 1 microliter of undiluted blood. The precautions to be taken while performing this method are, the glassware should be clean and dirt-free, as debris and dust are the main sources of error. So person can get confused between the platelets and the debris. So the glassware should be clean and dirt-free. The diluting fluid should be freshly prepared and filtered. Blood should be rapidly diluted as platelets may form clumps. Mixing of the fluid should be thoroughly for at least 1 minute. Inadequate mixing results in clumping of the platelets. The charge chamber should be kept for at least 15 minutes under a petri dish to prevent evaporation and for the cells to settle down. Other precautions of hemocytometry should also be followed. Another manual method for platelet estimation is Rees-Acker method. This method, the apparatus for this method is same as that for the ammonium oxalate method, except that the diluting fluid used in this method is freshly prepared 100 ml of Rees-Acker fluid. So Rees-Acker diluting fluid consists of brilliant cressyl blue, sodium citrate, formalin and distilled water. Brilliant cressyl blue stains the platelets. Sodium citrate acts as an anticoagulant. It preserves RBCs and makes the dye isotonic with the blood. And the formalin, it acts as a fixative for the stains, and distilled water acts as a solvent for the solution. In this method, RBC pipette is filled with Rees-Acker fluid up to mark 0.5. It prevents the clumping and disintegration of platelets if blood is taken first into the pipette. So in this method, we have to take the fluid first in the RBC pipette up to 0.5 mark. Then the freshly prepared solution of Reese-Acker fluid should be used, otherwise it will be converted into formaldehyde. Formaldehyde will be converted into formic acid, which destroys the platelets. Get the finger prick done under aseptic precautions, and then blood is drawn up to 1 mark. So first we will take the diluting fluid up to 0.5 mark, and then after getting the finger prick done, we will draw the blood up to mark 1 of the RBC pipette. Then wipe the tip of the pipette and fill the pipette with the diluent once again up to 101 mark. So this will give the dilution of 1 in 200. Now roll the pipette gently between your palms for 3 to 4 minutes, keeping the pipette horizontally as it is done for the ammonium oxalate method. Then similarly discard first 2 drops of the fluid, which is cell-free fluid, and then charge both sides of the chamber in the usual manner. Place it on the wet filter paper and cover it with petri dish. Now wait for 10 to 15 minutes to allow the platelets to settle down. Then count the platelets in all 25 RBC squares and then calculate their number in 1 microliter or 1 cubic millimeter of the undiluted blood. So in this case also RBC count, platelet count is to be done under high power objective. So with this method, platelets are seen as bluish, tiny, round or oval, having fairly regular outline bodies. These are highly refractile on racking the microscope. So continuously rack the microscope with fine adjustment and they will appear and disappear. So they are highly refractile bodies. In this method, RBCs are not lysed by the diluting fluid. So these RBCs may superimpose over the platelets, which may result in difficulty while counting the platelets. So ammonium oxalate method is better method than the Reese-Acker method. Now in the next slide you will view a video of the ammonium oxalate method.
Hello everyone. So today we begins with the practical of platelet count. What is the principle?
So here the apparatus for this method is the ammonium oxalate, pricking apparatus, distilled water, test tubes for containing the ammonium oxalate solution, the Neubauer's chamber, the RBC pipette, cover slips, filter paper and the petri dish. Now in this, pour a few ml of ammonium oxalate in the test tube. Then get a finger prick done and take the blood up to 0.5 mark into the RBC pipette. Then immediately dip the tip of the RBC pipette into the platelet diluting fluid, that is 1% ammonium oxalate solution up to the mark 101. This will give the dilution of 200. Then mix the blood with the diluting fluid while holding the pipette horizontally and then wait for 10 to 15 minutes. During this time, RBC hemolysis will take place. Then, after 10 to 15 minutes, discard 1 to 2 drops of the fluid from the pipette and then place a cover slip over the Neubauer's chamber and charge the chamber. So in this video, charging of the chamber is shown. Charging is to be done on both the sides. After charging the Neubauer's chamber, place the charged chamber over a moist petri dish. So, place a few drops of distilled water on the filter paper into the petri dish and then place the charged chamber over it. And then wait for 20 to 30 minutes so that platelets get settled down. Now, so during 20 to 30 minutes, there occurs settling of the platelets. Now, after 20 to 30 minutes, place the Neubauer's chamber on the microscope under high power objective and focus the central RBC square. This is the central RBC square having 25 medium sized RBC squares. So this is shown on the low power 10x. Focus it on the 40x. That is high power objective. So how will you identify the platelets? Platelets will be identified as highly refractile round bodies with very small diameter, that is 2 to 4 micrometer, well separated from other cells. So all these tiny small round bodies are the platelets. In this case, RBCs have been destroyed. So on fine racking, the fine adjustment, we will see that platelets appear and disappear. And while identifying these platelets, note your observations in the 25 RBC squares and do the calculation as discussed earlier. Thank you.